Department of Dairy Chemistry at College of Dairy Science and Technology, actively involved in teaching dairy chemistry courses to undergraduate and postgraduate students. The department works with dedicated goal to empower graduates and postgraduates with the latest knowledge and skills required to meet the growing demand of dairy and food industry. The department trains students with best teaching, high-end research, and provides opportunity to interact with academicians and students at national and international level via routine seminars and webinars in the area of global interest. The department hosts state-of-art research facilities with well-equipped undergraduate and postgraduate laboratories for teaching as well as research purpose. Besides, department also established milk testing laboratory and developed 2 milk adulteration testing kits. This lab provides services to the dairy farmers, dairy processors, and industry at nominal price for checking the quality of milk and milk product and detection of adulterants in milk. In this video, we are going to discuss about some of the practicals of food chemistry course, which includes determination of total solids in tomato ketchup, determination of salt in tomato ketchup, determination of alcoholic acidity of wheat flour, determination of protein content in wheat flour, determination of acidity in lemon juice, and determination of vitamin C or ascorbic acid in lemon juice. To start with the first experiment, that is determination of total solids in tomato ketchup. The total solids content in tomato ketchup is determined by oven drying method. This method includes pre-drying of samples mixed with sand or filler aid on boiling water bath till it reaches apparent dryness. Then this partially dried sample is transferred in a hot air oven which is maintained at 100 degrees Celsius for 3 hours. The dried sample is weighed and expressed as total solids percentage. According to FSSAI standard, a tomato ketchup must contain a minimum of 25% total solids. To conduct the test, the apparatus required are hot air oven, analytical balance, water bath, flat bottomed aluminium dish and desiccator. In the procedure, the flat bottom dish containing glass rod and 2 grams sand or filler aid is placed in an oven maintained at 100 plus or minus 2 degrees Celsius for around 30 minutes. Weigh the dish after cooling in a desiccator. Weigh about 2 grams sample into the dish. Small quantity of water is added to saturate the sand and then uniformly mix with the ketchup with the sand by means of glass rod. Spread the mixture over the dish with a glass rod. Dry the sample partially by keeping on the boiling water bath for 20 to 30 minutes. Transfer this partially dried sample in a hot air oven for 3 hours maintained at 100 degrees Celsius. After 3 hours, place the dish to an efficient desiccator for a cooling till bearable warm, followed by record a weight of the dish. Keep the dish again in oven to reheat for additional period of 1 hour at 100 degrees Celsius, followed by cooling in a desiccator and then weigh. Repeat the same process till successive weighing agrees within 0.5 mg. Determine the total solids content from the observed weight loss. In the observation, the weight of the dish, sand and glass rod, that is W1, which is equal to 29.2760 gram. Weight of dish, sand and glass rod plus sample before drying, that is W2, which is equal to 31.2798 gram. Therefore, the weight of the sample taken is W2 minus W1, which is 2.038 gram. Weight of dish, sand and glass rod plus sample after drying, that is W3, which is equal to 30.0426 gram. Therefore, the weight of total solids is W3 minus W1, which is 0.766 gram. Now look at the formula and put the values in the formula. The percent total solids in a ketchup, which is equal to 0.7666 divided by 2.0038 into 100. By solving the equation, we get 38.25% total solids content in tomato ketchup. Move on to the next practical. Determination of salt in tomato ketchup. Salt analysis is very important test parameter for a food like ketchup. For a routine assay of salt in tomato product, direct titration with a standard solution of silver nitrate based on Morse method is used. The tomato ketchup is diluted suitably and then neutralized using calcium carbonate and make up the volume. An aliquot of this is titrated with the standard silver nitrate using potassium chromate as an indicator to a brownish red endpoint. To conduct the test, apparatus required are analytical balance, burette, pipette, conical flask and beaker. Chemical required are calcium carbonate powder, 0.1 normal silver nitrate solution and 5% potassium chromate solution. For the determination of salt or sodium chloride in ketchup involves 4 steps. One is chemical preparation, second is sample preparation, third is titration and fourth is calculation. In the chemical preparation, we will know the chemical preparation in brief. To prepare potassium chromate solution, dissolve 5 gram potassium chromate crystals into 100 ml of distilled water and mix well by shaking. Keep the indicator solution into an amber colored glass bottle to prevent direct light exposure. Keep the solution in cool and dark place. To prepare 0.1 normal silver nitrate solution, dissolve 1.699 gram of silver nitrate crystals into 100 ml distilled water and mix well by shaking. Keep the solution into amber colored glass bottle to prevent direct light exposure. Standardize the solution before use. Next step is sample preparation. Before taking sample for the test, uniformly mix the ketchup sample in a beaker using spatula. Take weight of 5 gram of blended sample into conical flask and note the sample weight. Measure 50 ml of distilled water and pour the water into the conical flask. Swirl the flask to mix the content for 5 minutes. To the conical flask, add 5 gram of calcium carbonate powder to neutralize the content. Then transfer the content to 250 ml volumetric flask and make the volume to the mark using distilled water. Shake the contents of volumetric flask. Filter it through Whatman number 1 filter paper. In the titration, pipette out 50 ml of filtrate into 250 ml conical flask. Add 1 ml of 5% potassium chromate indicator solution into the flask and fill the flask to mix the content properly. Take 0.1 normal silver nitrate solution into a burette. Note down the initial burette reading. Start titration by adding 0.1 normal silver nitrate solution dropwise from the burette. Titration should be carried out with a vigorous agitation of the flask. Stop titration when color is changed from pale yellow to reddish brown. Note down the final burette reading. You can see the color of the solution before titration and the after titration. Now we can calculate the salt content of the ketchup. The sample weight is 5.41 gram. The volume of 0.1 normal silver nitrate used in the titration, that is final reading minus initial reading, is 4.6 minus 0, which will be equal to 4.6 ml. Normality of silver nitrate solution used in the titration is 0.1 normal. Now look at the formula and put the values in the formula. The percent salt content in tomato ketchup is 0.00584 multiplied by V into 250 into 100 divided by W into 100. By solving this equation, we'll get 2.48% of salt in tomato ketchup. Move on to the next practical. Determination of alcoholic acidity of wheat flour. The alcoholic acidity is estimated by standard titration method and is expressed in terms of percent sulfuric acid. Alcoholic acidity is combined acidity of free fatty acids, amino acids and certain acid salts present in the flour. It is indicator of poor or longer storage of food samples. Higher acidity may indicate the microbial spoilage. The flour sample is mixed and extracted with 90% neutralized alcohol. The acidity in alcohol is estimated titrimetrically against standard sodium hydroxide using phenolphthalein indicator. To conduct the test, apparatus required are analytical balance, burette with stand, pipette, stoppered conical flask, funnel and measuring cylinder. Chemicals required are 90% neutralized ethyl alcohol, 0.05 normal sodium hydroxide and 0.1% phenolphthalein indicator solution. Determination of alcoholic acidity of wheat flour involves 3 steps. One is chemical preparation, second is titration and third is calculation. In the first step, we will know the chemical preparation in brief. To prepare 90% neutralized ethyl alcohol to a known quantity of 90% ethyl alcohol, add 2 or 3 drops of phenolphthalein indicator and just sufficient amount of 0.05 normal sodium hydroxide to produce a faint pink color. Prepare neutralized alcohol prior to use. To prepare 0.05 normal sodium hydroxide solution, dissolve 2 gram sodium hydroxide pellets in 1 liter of distilled water and mix well by shaking. Standardize the solution before use. To prepare 0.1 normal phenolphthalein indicator solution, weigh about 0.1 gram of phenolphthalein powder. Prepare a 50% ethanol solution. consisting of 50 ml ethanol and 50 ml distilled water. Dissolve the phenolphthalein thoroughly in 100 ml of 50% ethanol solution. Next step is titration. Tare and weigh 5 gram of wheat flour and note the sample weight as a W. Transfer the sample into a stoppered conical flask and add 50 ml of 90% neutralized ethyl alcohol. Swirl gently and allow to stand for 24 hours. On next day, filter the alcoholic extract through Whatman number 1 filter paper. Pipette out 10 ml of alcoholic extract into 150 ml conical flask. Add 2 to 3 drops of phenolphthalein indicator solution into the flask and swirl the flask to mix the content properly. Rinse the burette with a small quantity of 0.05 normal sodium hydroxide solution and then transfer this standard alkaline solution to the burette and note down the initial burette reading. Titrate the contents of the flask against sodium hydroxide solution. Note the titer value. An appearance of pink color has the end point. You can see the color of the solution before titration and after titration. In the calculation, put the known values in the observation. The sample weight W is 5.056 gram. The volume of 0.05 normal sodium hydroxide used in the titration, V, that is final reading minus initial reading, which is equal to 1.7 minus 0.4, which will be equal to 1.3 ml. Normality of the sodium hydroxide solution used in the titration is 0.05 normal. Now calculate the result by putting values in the formula. Percent alcoholic acidity in wheat flour, which is 0.049 into N into V into 50 into 100 divided by 10 into W. By solving this equation, we get 0.31% alcoholic acidity in wheat flour, which is expressed as percent sulfuric acid. Determination of protein content in wheat flour by Jaldal method. Jaldal method is generally regarded as the standard and most accurate method to determine the total protein content. However, in this method, it indirectly determines the total protein by measuring the amount of the nitrogen. The wheat flour is digested using a block digestion with a mixture of concentrated sulfuric acid and potassium sulfate, using copper sulfate as a catalyst to convert organic nitrogen into ammonium sulfate. During digestion, copper sulfate is added to hasten the digestion process. Potassium sulfate is added to raise the boiling point of the digestion mixture. Addition of excess sodium hydroxide to the cool digest liberates ammonia. The liberated ammonia is distilled using automatic steam distillation and collected into an excess of boric acid solution, followed by titration with dilute sulfuric acid solution. The quantity of acid required for a titration is equivalent to the concentration of ammonia in the distillate. The nitrogen content of the sample is calculated, which on multiplication with a suitable factor gives percent protein in the wheat flour. To conduct the test, apparatus required are analytical balance, block digestion unit, exhaust manifold, centrifugal scrubber, automatic steam distillation unit, burette with a stand, conical flask, measuring cylinder, funnel and digestion tubes. The chemical required are digestion mixture which contains potassium sulfate and copper sulfate, concentrated sulfuric acid, mixed indicator, 50% sodium hydroxide solution, 4% boric acid solution and 0.1 normal standard sulfuric acid solution. Determination of protein in wheat flour by Jaldal method, which mainly involves 5 steps. First is chemical preparation, second is digestion, third is distillation, fourth is titration and fifth is calculation. In chemical preparation, we will know the chemical preparation in brief. We require concentrated sulfuric acid. It should be 98% mass by mass and nitrogen free. To prepare digestion mixture, mix 3.5 gram of potassium sulfate with 0.105 gram of copper sulfate. To prepare 50% mass by mass of sodium hydroxide solution, dissolve 50 gram of sodium hydroxide pellet in water and finally make to 100 gram. To prepare mixed indicator solution, dissolve 0.25 gram of methylene blue and 0.375 gram of methyl red in 300 ml of 95% ethyl alcohol. To prepare 4% boric acid solution, dissolve 40 gram of boric acid in hot water, allow the solution to cool and dilute to 1 liter. Add 3 ml of mixed indicator solution into the boric acid solution and mix and store the solution in a plastic bottle. The solution will be purple in color. Protect the solution from light and sources of ammonia fumes during storage. The standard sulfuric acid solution, which should have 0.1 normal strength, sucrose with a nitrogen content of not more than 0.002% mass by mass. Next step is digestion. The sample weighing about 1 gram is taken into Jaldal digestion tube. Care should be taken while transferring the sample to the tubes to avoid that no portion gets adhered to the sides of the flask. To the digestion tube, add 5 gram of digestion mixture and 15 ml sulfuric acid. Use the sulfuric acid to wash down any digestion mixture or a test portion left on the upper walls of the digestion tube. Gently mix the contents of the tube. Similarly, carry out the blank test by taking about 0.5 gram of sucrose instead of test portion. Set the digestion block at a low initial temperature so as to control foaming, approximately a temperature between 180 to 230 degrees Celsius. Transfer the tube to a digestion block and place the exhaust manifold, which is itself connected to a centrifugal scrubber, in the top of the tube. The suction rate of the centrifugal scrubber shall be just sufficient to remove the fumes. Digest the test portion of 30 minutes or until white fumes develop. Then increase the temperature of digestion block to a temperature between 410 to 430 degrees Celsius and continue digestion of the test portion until the digest is clear. Generally, the clear digestion indicated with light blue-green color. It may be necessary to increase the temperature gradually over a period of approximately 20 minutes to control foaming. In any event, do not let foam rise higher than 4 to 5 cm below the surface of exhaust manifold inserted into the top of the digestion tube. After the digest clears, continue digestion at a temperature of between 410 to 430 degrees Celsius for at least 1 hour. At the end of the digestion, the digest should be clear and free of undigested material. Remove the tube from the block with the exhaust manifold in place. Allow to cool to room temperature over a period of approximately 25 minutes. After the digest is cooled to room temperature, carefully add 30 ml of water to each tube. Swirl to mix while ensuring that any crystals which separate out are dissolved. Allow the contents of the tube to cool again to room temperature. Next step is distillation. Switch on the main power of distillation system and ensure green indication. Prepare a required quantity of 4% boric acid solution and 50% sodium hydroxide solution in bottles and immerse the hose that come from the back panel into this boric acid and alkali bottles. The water level in the steam generator is fixed by weaving through the water indicator. Turn on the condenser water for the distillation apparatus. Attach the digestion tube containing the diluted digest to the distillation unit. Place a conical flask under the outlet of the condenser in such a way that the delivery tube is in contact with the surface of the flask. Close the acrylic door and ensure door open indication is off before proceeding for the analysis. Switch on the power in the control panel. Wait for ready indication. On getting ready indication, the system is ready for operation. Adjust the distillation unit to dispense 30 ml of boric acid and 40 ml of sodium hydroxide solution. Select the program to be run by using program key and press run key to execute the selected program. As per the manufacturer instruction, operate the distillation unit in such a way as to steam distill the ammonia liberated by the addition of sodium hydroxide solution, collecting the distillate in a boric acid solution. Continue with the distillation process until at least 150 ml of distillate has been collected. Remove the conical flask from the distillation unit. Next step is titration. Titrate the contents of the conical flask with 0.1 normal sulfuric acid standard solution using burette and read out the amount of sulfuric acid solution used. The change in green color to violet color is an indication of an end point. Note down the volume of acid used in the titration of sample as well as a blank. Put the known values in the observation. Weight of the sample taken for a test W is 1.01 gram. Volume of standard sulfuric acid used in the titration of blank is final reading minus initial reading, that is 0.2 minus 0, which will be 0.2 ml. Volume of standard sulfuric acid used in the titration of sample is final reading minus initial reading, that is 13.6 minus 0.2, which will be 13.4 ml. Normality of the standard sulfuric acid solution used in the titration is 0.1 normal. Equivalent weight of the nitrogen is 14.007. Now calculate the nitrogen content by putting the values in the below formula. The nitrogen content percent mass by mass, which will be equal to 1.4007 into Vs minus Vb into N divided by W. By solving the equation, we get 1.83% nitrogen in wheat flour. Now we use nitrogen content in second equation to find the total protein content of the sample. the total protein content, which will be equal to percent nitrogen into 5.7, which gives 10.43% protein in the given wheat flour. Determination of acidity in lemon juice. Titratable acidity in juice extract from the lemon is determined by titrating suitably diluted extract with a 0.1 normal sodium hydroxide solution using phenolphthalein as an indicator. The acidity is generally expressed in terms of citric acid, it being the common organic acid present in the citrus fruits. To conduct the test, apparatus required are burette with a stand, pipette, conical flask, funnel, and Wattmann number 1 filter paper. Chemicals required are 0.1 normal sodium hydroxide solution and 0.1% phenolphthalein indicator solution. Determination of acidity in lemon juice involves 4 steps. First is chemical preparation, second is sample preparation, third is titration, and fourth is calculation. In the chemical preparation, we will know the chemical preparation in brief. To prepare 0.1 normal sodium hydroxide solution, dissolve 4 gram sodium hydroxide pellets into 1 liter of distilled water and mix well by shaking. Standardize the solution before use. To prepare 0.1% phenolphthalein solution, weigh about 0.1 gram of phenolphthalein powder. Prepare a 50% ethanol solution consisting of 50 ml ethanol and 50 ml distilled water. Dissolve the phenolphthalein powder thoroughly in 50% ethanol solution. In the sample preparation, cut the lemon, squeeze and collect the juice. Filter the juice through Wattmann number 1 filter paper and collect the filtrate. In the titration, rinse the burette with a small quantity of 0.1 normal sodium hydroxide solution and then transfer the standard alkaline solution to the burette and note down the initial burette reading. Pipette about 10 ml of filtered lemon juice into 250 ml conical flask and dilute the contents with 20 to 25 ml of distilled water into the conical flask. Swill the flask to mix the content properly. Add 2 to 3 drops of phenolphthalein indicator solution into the flask and swill the flask to mix the content properly. Then titrate the content of the flask against 0.1 normal sodium hydroxide solution. Note down the final burette reading. An appearance of pink color has the end point. You can see the color of the solution before titration and after titration. In the calculation, put the known values in the observation. The volume of lemon juice filtrate taken for titration, that is V1, is 5 ml. Volume of 0.1 normal sodium hydroxide solution used in the titration, that is V2, which is equal to final reading minus initial reading is 45.8 minus 0, which is 45.8 ml. Normality of the sodium hydroxide solution used in the titration is 0.1 normal. Now calculate the results by putting the values in the given formula. Acidity of the lemon juice, which is expressed in terms of percent anhydrous citric acid, which is equal to V2 into 0.0064 into 100 divided by V1. By solving this equation, we get 5.86% citric acid in lemon juice. Move on to the next experiment. Determination of vitamin C or ascorbic acid in lemon juice. The reducing property of ascorbic acid is used in the determination of vitamin C. The 2,6 dichlorophenol indophenol dye is blue in alkaline condition and pink in acidic condition. It is readily reduced by ascorbic acid to its leuco form. The titration is carried out in the presence of acetic acid and metaphosphoric acid in order to inhibit aerobic oxidation, which is catalyzed by metal ions like copper, and to inactivate enzyme like ascorbic acid oxidase, polyphenol oxidase, and peroxidase. It also liberates protein-bound ascorbic acid and precipitates the protein. Under such condition, interfering substances, if present, react very slowly. To conduct the test, apparatus required are burette with stand, conical flask, funnel, and pipette. Chemicals required are standard indophenol dye, metaphosphoric acid acetic acid solution, and standard ascorbic acid solution. Determination of vitamin C in lemon juice involves 4 steps. First is chemical preparation, second is sample preparation, third is titration, and fourth is calculation. In the chemical preparation, to prepare standard indophenol dye, dissolve 42 mg of sodium bicarbonate and 52 mg sodium 2,6 dichloroindophenol in 50 ml distilled water. Make up the volume to 200 ml using distilled water. Filter and store in refrigerator. To prepare metaphosphoric acid acetic acid solution, dissolve 15 g of metaphosphoric acid in a mixture containing 40 ml of glacial acetic acid and 450 ml distilled water. Filter and store in refrigerator. To prepare standard ascorbic acid solution, dissolve 100 mg crystalline ascorbic acid in 100 ml metaphosphoric acid acetic acid solution. Next step is sample preparation. Cut the lemon, squeeze and collect the juice. Filter the juice through Wattmann No. 1 filter paper and collect the filtrate. Next step is titration. Rinse the burette with small quantity of indophenol dye and then transfer the standard indophenol dye to the burette and note down the initial burette reading. Transfer 2 ml of standard ascorbic acid solution to 150 ml conical flask. Add 5 ml metaphosphoric acid acetic acid solution. Swill the flask to mix the contents properly. Titrate rapidly with the indophenol dye to faint pink color, which persists for more than 5 seconds, and note down the final burette reading. Similarly, carry out blank titration using 7 ml metaphosphoric acid acetic acid solution and note down the volume of dye used in the titration. For a titration of vitamin C in lemon juice, first note down the initial burette reading. Prepare 5 ml of metaphosphoric acid and acetic acid solution into 150 ml conical flask and then add 2 ml of lemon juice. Swill the flask to mix the contents properly. Titrate the contents of the flask with the indophenol dye solution until a light but distinct pink color persists for more than 5 seconds. Note down the final burette reading used in the titration. Next step is calculation. Put the known values in the observation. Average ml of dye used for the titration, that is X, which is equal to final reading minus initial reading, is 16.1 minus 0, which is equal to 16.1 ml. Average ml of dye used to titrate a blank, that is Y, which is equal to final reading minus initial reading, which is 16.2 minus 16.1, which is 0.1 ml. Average ml of dye used to titrate lemon juice, that is V, which is equal to final reading minus initial reading, which is equal to 19.4 minus 16.2, which is equal to 3.2 ml. The quantity of lemon juice taken for titration that is E is 2 ml. Calculate the dye concentration in terms of milligram of ascorbic acid equal to 1 ml of the dye, milligram of ascorbic acid in volume of standard solution titrated, which is equal to 100 divided by 100 into 2, which gives 2 milligram. Then calculate the titer value using following formula. F is milligram of ascorbic acid in volume of standard solution titrated divided by x minus y. After calculation we get 0.125 is the titer value. Ascorbic acid content of lemon juice in terms of milligram per ml will be calculated by using the following formula. V minus y divided by E into F. By putting the values we get 0.194 milligram per ml ascorbic acid in the lemon juice.